Hey folks, David here with part 4 of the Incline project build. And today what I'm going to concentrate on is the electronics and the control and show you how that works and the parts that make it happen. Now originally I was going to use this wooden box here for housing the controls, and then I would have to drill out holes and things like that for connectors. And instead I decided, since I have a 3D printer, we'll just go ahead and 3D print a box, and then I got all these nice little punch outs and everything will look nice and neat. And also put in the little mounts here so that I can mount my components in there as needed, and I can have a lid that goes on there. So I've got these little brackets that are going to go in here, and then the lid will screw down, so that will work out nicely. Actually, that goes like this. So this will be nice and neat and work out perfectly. So I'm very happy with that. So let me just show you real quick how this works and the parts involved here. So first of all, this is the reed switch that I was showing you that's goes underneath the track, that's activated by a magnet, and that's represented right here. So there are two of those switches, one for each car, and they go to the Arduino. So when the switch is turned on, then you get an input here. Then you have an output, and it controls a transistor. That's a 2N2222 transistor, and the transistor will turn on and put a ground on this relay. So I've got two relays in here. One is a stop relay to stop the incline when it gets to the top, and then this will reverse the power to the motor right here. So that's the motor. Now over here is the speed control, and that's what this guy is here to control the speed. So you just simply put your 12 volts in there, and then your output goes to here, and that will control the speed. So that's what's going on with this guy. Much easier to just buy one of these. It works very nice. Here are the relays that are shown right here and right here. Made this nice little board here. Got that. So let's see, that'll go there. That'll go there. I'm using the Phoenix connectors for the inputs and everything that's going to go in the side here. Hopefully they'll fit perfectly, maybe a little bit of filing. So these will go right in here. Here are the transistors. Instead of making a board for these, it was easier just to solder the wires onto them. So these little transistors, which are represented right here, I'll just wire those guys in like that. And then of course here's the Arduino right there, and I like these nice terminal boards that come with it, like that. Actually it goes like that, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, so this will go in here and it'll mount right on those nice holes there, and these relays will go in here and mount on those holes. For the power, now I was trying to decide what to do. I was going to make a box with the power supply in it, and then I thought, well, if that fails, then I'll have a problem. So I've got one of these barrel connectors, and I'm going to have an external power supply like this guy here. This is a 12 volt, 1.5 amp with a barrel connector, so then that can just plug right into the side, into that guy, and mount there. And then I'll have a power switch that'll go in here. Okay, so that's the basics of it. Okay, there's the control. So let me put this all together. There's nothing exciting about watching me solder stuff, so I'll go ahead and put this together, and then I'll show you this in operation. It is a couple days later, and I've got this put together and set up for testing and demonstration purposes. These are my stop and reverse relays, which are right here on the drawing. This is my speed control right here. And of course, here's the motor, which is shown right there, and my Arduino right here. I put in like this terminal block here, so I wired like 4 of these pins together here for the positive and here for the negative, and ran that over to the power connector, which the positive then runs to the switch and then runs to the block here. So I can easily connect and disconnect positive and negative if I need to test something or if I have a problem. And it's easier to wire it up that way. And here's the transistors that I soldered the leads on. And so these are the Phoenix connectors. And what I did here, these are 2 buttons to represent the reed switches. I can press the buttons to reverse the motor. This here is actually going to go on the Incline itself, and then I'll have a cable that runs from here to these guys here. I guess he was talking about a 6-foot cable would work for him. So let me put some power to this and show it to you in operation. So we'll put some power to our motor, and then if it hits one of the reed switches, it will stop it for 5 seconds and reverse the direction. And then if the other car comes up and hits the reed switch with the magnet, we'll stop it and reverse the direction again. And you can control the speed. Now this is running pretty fast, but when I connect it to the pulley system and everything, it will slow down because it's carrying weight and everything. So it will not actually run that fast. And of course, I'll have a smaller gear on here which connects to the pulley system, and that will be running slower. So we have this all in operation. Fantastic. So let me, I'll go ahead and put these brackets in here and put the lid on it. I do have an LED that will connect to it also, and we'll put the speed control on the lid. Here's the lid. So that'll go on there, and I'm really happy with how this worked out. I mean, it's kind of crazy to 3D print this whole box, but I think it looks fantastic and everything mounted in here really nice. So I'm happy with that. So let me just put the lid on it, put the rest of this together, and show you the finished product. Okay, so we got the mounting brackets on here, and I did in fact drill these holes, and I tapped them with a 440 tap, so then I don't have to put nuts on the back of them. So we've got the speed control mounted to the plate, and I got an LED in there, and that fits nicely on here. And again, we could put these screws in the top. The only thing that I didn't do that I probably should have is countersink these screws and use some flathead screws, but I think it looks alright. So turn on the power, LED lights up, there goes our motor, and then we hit a stop, wait 5 seconds, then it hits the other stop, and reverses. Okay, so hopefully within a week I'll be able to get out the final video on this and test the incline and everything and show you that all finished. So that's what we have for now. Alright folks, thanks for watching.